You live. Man, if you hadn't heard yet, I just got the notification earlier from Spectrum News. Yeah, I got Spectrum. Anyway, Robert Redford has passed away this morning. Yep, at his home in Nevada. Something like that. Anyways, there ain't no cause of death revealed yet, but he was at the age of 89 years old. If you don't know who this guy is, you got to look up some of his old movies. I mean, he has a lot of movies, just like Sundance and Cassidy. Um, what else was there? The Natural. That was a very, very good movie. Um, the Horse Whisperer. Yeah, that was a good book and a good movie. What else? Yeah, he was in a lot. Even in Peach, Magic Dragon. um, he was in some kid movies too, also, but he was in a lot of movies, and he was also an activist. So yeah, man, that kind of sucks, for the acting world. I know he was kind of retired right now, but apparently he was fighting some illnesses that caused his death. Like I said, there was no cause of death revealed yet. And I'm still shocked over this. Notre Dame lost its first two games, and they're still in the top 25. Wow, they're number 24. Clemson's won one game, lost two. Yeah, oh well, oh well. I mean, you can't have a perfect season. I mean, every once in a while you can, but you can't always have a perfect season. You can't help that, you know. So they are not ranked. So is South Carolina, and they're 2-1. But hey, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen down the road? Because this is just the starting of the college football. Hell, look at the NFL. Everybody, um, all the people brought in the other. Hey, Adrian, how you doing? Well, in one conference, one division actually, or whatever you call it, and it was. You got Arizona at 2-0, Los Angeles Rams at 2-0, somebody else at 2-0. That's in the NFC. Then you got Philadelphia at 2-0 after beating Kansas City, which, hey, Taylor Swift was there, but they didn't really show her much. I guess they was trying to keep security around her, Since I hate to laugh about it, but still it kind of sad too. But hey, you gotta have security somehow, and you gotta beef it up sometimes, especially when assassination like Charlie Kirk happened. You know, that was just very unreal still, and unfortunately, and hey, he's still alive in spirit, and his voice will be heard for a very, very long time. You know what I'm saying? Yep. But what was I on top about? Oh, Judas Priest. Okay, robots came. Anyways, Judas Priest and Alice Cooper is actually going on tour, and they're actually going to be here pretty close to us here, and they're going to be in Charlotte. That's pretty close to here. It's like an hour or something away. But hey, you know, it's pretty cool. I like to go see Morgan Wallen, believe it or not. He's one of my favorites. Yeah, I know you are. I know you were Roblox. Especially a little kid like you that likes to play Roblox. Yep, yep, yep. Man, what a Monday night Raw last night, Well, I saw just a little bit of it. I saw that, which was kind of weird to me. Seth Rollins came out with his own music, and then Becky Lynch came out. Okay. Okay, I believe you, bro. Blocks. Anyways, sorry I called you a little kid. It's just, little kids play that game. Anyway, what was I saying? Seth Rollins came out to his own music, did his little dance around, and then Becky Lynch came out there with her own music. And both of them walked down to the ring as her music was playing. But, but, they kept telling the crowd to shut up and everything, and they kept saying, CM Punk, CM Punk. What's that, K9 Rooney? What's up, Grayson? Anyways, they kept talking about CM Punk and AJ Lee and all this stuff, and then, it was funny that they, AJ Lee and CM Punk both came out, and they did it to, Hey Hammed, how you doing? It came out to AJ Lee's song, yeah, and he said, I don't feel the same or anything. I just put the cult of personality on the shelf and let the light it up come on. So yeah, yeah, yeah. They look more of a unit than Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like she's wearing more of the pants than Seth Rollins is. But anyway, let's get back to Robert Redford. Yeah, if you haven't heard yet, Robert Redford. If you don't know who he is, you got to look up some of his movies. He got some very, very good movies. Um, the Client is what he was very known for. Uh, Sundance and Cassidy, that was another one that he played in. I mostly remember him from The Natural. That was a very good movie, The Natural. If you haven't seen it, it's a baseball movie, just like Village of Dreams, stuff like that. Man, I love baseball movies, especially The League of Their Own. I got that movie, the Natural, and The League of Their Own, in one little set. But it's Blu-ray, both of them Blu-ray, and then in one case. And man, he played in a lot of movies. Pete's Magic Dragon. He was voice actor in a lot of movies. But man, he was a awesome actor. I mean, he's like up there with Sylvester Stallone and Clint Eastwood, because those are my two favorite actors. But the movie I mainly remember Robert Redford from was The Horse Whisperer. If you haven't seen it, I know it's back in the 90s and stuff, but hey, it was a good, good movie. So yeah, Robert Redford at the age 89 years old died this morning. Yeah, I got that notification before I left going here. Man, these deaths are coming like crazy, this year. I mean, the most shocking deaths that came to me this year was the Malcolm Jamal Warner, which drowned. He died from drowning. He got swept away in a rip current. And then, literally 2 weeks after his final performance, Ozzy Osbourne passed away. Yep, that was another bad, heartbreaking death to me, also. And then, boom, 2 days after that, Hulk Hogan passes away. By the way, he left Nick Hogan $5 million in his will. Yeah, $5 million. Man, yeah, that Nick Hogan, if he could pass down his talent, Just Nick Hogan, he'd probably be a good wrestler right now, but apparently a lot of people don't get their talents from their parents, you know. But hey, and then today, well, last week, Charlie Kirk got assassinated. That was unbelievable. And then today, Robert Ripper passed away at the age of 89 years old. Wow. It's very sad. You never know where you're going to leave this world. And you never know how it's going to happen. Either die in a car wreck, or getting shot, or getting stabbed, or just dying in your sleep. You never know. God will take you however which way He wants to take you. And it's amazing how social media is nowadays, because back when John F. Kennedy was assassinated, he didn't really see what happened, how it happened. You just see him get slump over in his car, that he was right in the back seat of the car during a parade. That's all you saw. The next thing you know, you hear the news, John JFK was been assassinated. Wow. Just like Abraham Lincoln, he was shot in the back of his head, but he still lived for a couple of days and then he passed away. I mean, how in the world can you live from being shot in the back of the head? Hey, you never know. But then Ronald Reagan had a lot of assassination attempts put on him also, and then Donald Trump himself almost got his ear shot off. If he didn't turn his head that time, he would have been killed. And then Charlie Kirk assassinated, got shot right in the neck. Crazy, crazy man. 500 yards away too. Wow. Mm. Man, I still can't get over that, can I? Anyways, guys, you know what was weird about this Charlie Kirk though? See, all these people, famous people, are actually getting fired because of their comments. But then this doctor was celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, and then the nurse that was with him at the time said she would want to report him. But then she ends up getting fired, but he's still working. So she's now suing the hospital. Wow. And this was in New Jersey. Yeah. She said it was unethical. And that you're a doctor and you being unethical. Do what? You are never flying. I don't get that. Calm Fast, how you doing? Anyways, guys, I guess I'm gonna get off here and go chill out and relax a few. The only reasons I'm doing these live streams mainly is just to not only I get longer videos and I talk in one swoop and do instead of doing those shorts, is that I'm actually gaining on my watch hours. So, because these live streams and regular videos go toward my watch hours, which I think is a very reasonable task that I can reach. Instead of 10 million views on shorts. Shoot, I'll probably have to post up 50,000 videos on shorts before I can even get monetized. Anyways, guys, I hope you have a good day, and you never know where those country roads will lead you. Peace out, y'all.